Abafonum yadenchia efi ya na radi Yesu Kristo ho ma obi bia owo awareness program iso ya chia papa pa eba awareness dwumadi so erade onhira ye nyina ya obi bia eba awareness program iso na ne ayaka ne se onyankopon enhira obi bia atiefo erade enhira mo papa pa erade onhira mo say munya bre na mubetie awareness program adofonom ha aye awareness program na ye wo ha say ye create awareness eni o ma bia ekoso a ebetumi ama ye Kristo sumokra eho aka no eno na ye boye ho modern pa say ye ne adofo ebe share enti adofo sa wo pie wo program iso a yesrew bo modern say wo be invite afoforo na waba beka ye ho na yesua ade na afen so wo de wadwenkyere ebebre yen aha ye hia wadwenkyere papa pa dofono ye hia obi bia adwenkyere etemesra obo mode asa wo de wadwenkyere ebebre yen na ebeboa yen bebre enche na Yesu Kristo aba na ya ma ye ni ana ho na ye de nioma bi di agora ebeye yesi yesum awurade nanso na ye nioma bebre enkoyi nti se wo lie so na bia wo pese wo kasa nko ade a wobetimi afre wo frɛ ewo WhatsApp a number no eye 0044 7842 62 9528 wobetumi afre number no ayeguso ayeye program no ye bebobo number no anti se wo pese wo fra odofo wobetumi afre na won so wo de wadwenkyere aba ye hia obi a adwenkyere erade onhira ye nyina na afen so no sani ade bia na meka kasafa top connect ho no eye app bia se wo download ku phone so sani ade bia ya na meka no ebeboa wo pa omo ye foforo nti no omo rate tem bia no e wo soro nti bo modern se wo be download bi na wo de agu phone so ne ye den se wo bank details enka so aha ba se bia wo send diska kofi a ebeboa wo bebre ebeboa eye new nti ne bibia eye kama erade onhira ye nyina e wo lie so na sa abosumi we no na nia eda ye ni so nia eda yakoma so kese pa eye abusive eniema e kire se awarefo abuse won ho adwumayefo ene won a ema nkrofo adwuma ene won a ye adwuma kwan a ye fa so niema bi a ye ya enhye Kristo din ene onyam eya na ya din se dwama monko a obi akogbo dwama ye na ye di akire ba ya na ye hu se nioma kitinkiti bi wo ho a odofo ebetimi asi wo heaven ho kwan enu nti ena me ne me papa Sam ene adofo a eka ye hu nyina ya dwen se ye create awareness nioma bi a emmoa ye Kristo so no ye hwe na ye yiyi afi ho enti ene ye papa Sam e wo ha na ye maame dan so ebe join yen very soon ena ye maame gina nso ka se obeba abeboa yen aha enti no na ne aye no ye guso aye twen won na won munya enjoy ni yen so no ye bekwara train betu enti ba bia ye due no enne ye topic no ese ye topic a edapono so kese pa ne say what is child abuse emotional abuse some fa emotional na ma etre me de be hye so manfa ama wo ba bia child emotional abuse and neglect ede na ma abofra etimi ye emotional cha say ne a wo betumi aye ama abofra no na nye na ni nka okosu a bibia ye basa ena afen so ye wabata bebre wo ho a wo po wo ma no asenkwala no hwa ebia ye street boys ebi ne na basa ne ade sabi enye wo mo fault a bebre eye awofo no kwan a ye fa so a ye ne nkwala no etena na anti ase bia emma ye ne nkwala ne ntem eno na ma wenim nyina ye den eba enne nhranka rade ye papa Sam ewo ye ntem enti ansa na ye bekọ ye main topic no so no ye bebie kwan ya ma ye papa Sam say last week no na bibi wo ho asasa ka o wrap ne up edema yen but ye nya ne bring nti bring am wa yen ama ye papa antumi anya ne sa ama yen nti no baby a ye dui no ye bejai na kakra di ama no na wa wrap no up last 2 weeks and last week especially last week aha na one ye akasa na ye wi a na ye koya sem na nkasa so child abuse. What is child abuse? And also child emotional abuse and neglect. Adia I just said what makola no aye mobo wo fie ho anti that is some part of what some enkanku adia na yenko program no so say last week no ye nwie bibi nti fa so kuma ye na be yenko ye main topic no so amen.
Okay. Mechia wangasa Nigeria sa wakum ye and other sisters ne aunties na omunyamba ye nso no ye chia mo ye chia etiefo nyina
amen
ko ametini se ye nyina ye do ye aye ho na ye pese bibia ko siri ma ye nyina. We want the family. And to know this awareness program is not only for professionals, but to be our already said, or can be because we affecting any profession they are affecting, but the affecting you know, also who can say also baswa no aka na ama people from other angles also will have a feel of what you are also going through and then what you are doing about the challenge.
Yeah.
So say
yeah.
So last week we looked at a physical, psychological or sexual maltreatment or neglect of a child.
Yeah.
Is called child abuse.
Yeah.
The physical, psychological, that is emotional, psychological and emotional, sexual maltreatment or neglect of a child. This is what we call child abuse. Into a child abuser, that affect the body of the child, affecting the emotions and sexual aspect, and so affecting the lastly neglect. Neglect say you don't really want to take care of the child that you have. And now either as a street child or though feeling so no. So this is the definition we have.
Yeah.
And then we said this can happen at the hands of who are those who perpetrates it. When say parents and uncle, auntie, big sister, cousins. You understand? All these people are involved. They all start. And the caregiver, like I say, work of far obi say, umbesha uba bamau. And now I am fine say, ubaniko school. Now this thing is happening in the school. They are caregivers. They also can abuse the child. And you realize that sometimes when this thing happens, it has a significant detrimental effect on the child psyche. You understand? It affects the child psyche. So ubuna na ebiana edro now they are and now say why inject funina hospital. But when it comes to emotions, sometimes you won't find it. But you see in the child's actions, we need to be very careful. We need to be watchful about our children. Maybe you may not be abusing your child, but somebody out there may be abusing and then put fear in that child. And that child will not be able to tell you exactly what is going through. Yeah. So child abuse happens when someone caring for a child hurt a child's feeling or body. So in simple terms, child abuse happens when someone caring or looking after a child hurt a child's feelings or body. This is what bring about what child abuse, and it can affect a boy or it can affect a girl.
Okay.
All right. So I think what I want us to look at is that some few things that we didn't touch the last time that we did it. So okay, so the first one is, let's look, I'm coming, please. Okay,
Okay.
Me notes need those. All right. So, what are the signs of child abuse? What are the signs who say, abofre, something is happening here? So, for you to detect and know, then you begin to probe. One of them is opera. Na say, oba na say at least say accidentally. That's what besides say. Then they happen. Once na or person or can stories. Now stories now because why have a friend and you see say obwa. So that will help you to go into it. Say, can try me. Tell me the truth, and then you insist until the child so we in the boom me, we in the pram me. Or can say me can't or me. You understand? So when the child is telling lies, when something happened to anybody, and now you find out that you can detect that also from it. Then the next point also is find say mommy and the people in the house, if they are the cause of the abuse now, and the child goes to school, that you see that the child wouldn't want to come home. Once not lucky around. Find say Ghana, most of the children walk or pick car home. You see that the child would want to stay. The child want to overstay in the school because Oslo says something may happen. And when you detect, say, why is the child not going home? A teacher in the school can detect it. Yapon, why are you still here? And now as a parent, can find out if you're not more babysitter. Now say, they can find out why is that every day my son comes home late, doesn't want to come home early. Maybe some abuse be shababy. Then another one is to say abuse now. It could also be said abofrano on person be who abuse and name Oslo. So if the person abuses the child continuously, you realize that the child doesn't go anywhere near where the abuser is. And also for avoiding that, you can also say, maybe something might have happened. Exactly. That is why my daughter or child is behaving. Then you will also realize that the child may avoid other children. They want to avoid other children. He doesn't want, once a while, isolating the home. They could tell you, say, maybe there's something going on among the children, maybe in the class. And maybe they be a teasing. Teasing is also abuse. Let me teasing. You didn't who felt you grown up. And then you realize that they be what and also can give you a sign. We are looking at the signs that will push us to find out whether there's an abuse. These are what we are looking at. Then sometimes abusing depend fear and now you broken and I want to say why you worried, why you troubled when you abusing and depend why you troubled. I said BBAC. That also can help us to identify say there's something going on fishy that there's a need for me to do it. Sometimes you also see the child being depressed or very sad. That also can give you another hint. And then bullying. You can also see that in children that are bullied in a school. Sometimes nightmare when they sleep. You'll be surprised that because of what happened, nightmare, the child can also have nightmare in that. So these are some of the few. There's a need for you to be watchful when it comes to our children. And now say in the house when we are absent, because now say the parents definitely may want to be working. And so when you come, you try to find out, observe the child a while and see whether there's something going on or there's something not going right. And then another way also, last time now I make mention say sometimes abofrano ebiana he was not directly abused by the parents, but maybe the parents are fighting or other people are fighting, or we could share some violence. That also can create that challenge. Other ones that are not really with the stressfulness, but I think that this is okay for things that signs that we want to look. What are some of the reasons why parents abuse their children? What are some of the reasons? Number one, what I put here, some of the reasons need abusive childhood. Who say, I was abused over the years. So when I grow up being what? Abusive naturally. You understand? You know, that alone can also affect the child. I can easily abuse it, thinking, say, I am doing the right thing. A kind of training that my parents will take me through, maybe it is an abuse. You understand? Abusive acts. I may not know, say, a abusive act. I will maybe think, say, a discipline. Sometimes we discipline abuse. Sometimes you realize, I may end up doing the same thing that has been done to me when I was a child, to my child. So we call that one abusive from what? Childhood. Being abused from childhood. And that's number 1 point. We are looking at reasons. Then relationship. Sometimes parents abuse their child because they want to position themselves as a different person in front of their kids. Maybe we are disciplined, disciplinary. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Sometimes the relationship you want to position yourself. So your friends say hard mother and a hard father, difficult, or some people call it stern father, stern, 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 like strict father. You may end up me a very strict into a mistake. Now you understand? This relationship you have, you are just trying to prove to the child, say, we are strict. You understand? You can be a strict father, but you do not do that. But you are proving to the child, say, media, we are. Media emphasize near my way. You understand? Yeah. And sometimes you may end up, it is not all that is like that, but sometimes if you don't take time, you end up abusing the child because you want to show, say, you are strict. You understand it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then the next one is sometimes parents have high expectation for their children. But in my friend, they are different. You may have 3, 4, 5 children in the house. Some are quick, some are very slow. Say, who expectation and say me person me buy a doctor. There's a you are pushing the child. Learn. Way no more to me I abuse. Because you are pushing the child to beyond the level that the child can take. So when the parents have high expectations, sometimes you set unrealistic. Miti.
International now will be near be so extra. Me pacho sa obi e line no so abomodiana share ma wuni afre afoforo obi e line is to be a fra afoforo no meka ye ho me hu ye ma me Leticia e wo ha me hu ye papa 7 e wo ha na ye papa Eric ye boa daddy ye radi show papa ma monu ye twa wo ma monu nti bomodiana ewuram mama dan na temenka o nwuram na me twa no e wo ha ya ma me gina nso e wo hwe yen erade onhira obi bia ma gina bomodi an ewura na me accept why okay me pa cha so wo question bia na bibi da wakoma so na wo pese wo frɛ na wo de wadwen kire eba eno nso me pickle wo de wadwen kire ebeba ye be pickle na obi frɛ so obi a pese wo de na dwen kire eba yɛbɛ pickle eti bɔmɔden na fa wade nkyerɛ ebra na ne ayeye nyina no ye create awareness ye create awareness Awurade onhyira obi bia papa Awurade onhyira ye nyina na me pesa me de number no esan eto so bia mansa na ye papa Sam atoa so eti mpacho number no eye 004478426528 ti se ope wo adwenkyere bia na pesa wo de ba fabra na emwa ye na ansa na ye beto ampa ye papa Sam e beto aye so no o ka asem bi sesi na pesa me bisa ho question ansa na watoa so enti na che say that Sam say wani ji adwuma bi ho na wo fo say wo pesa wo ba na ye wo pe ade no wani ji ho na pesa wo ba na ye na so bia na akwala no enye ne standard ana say enye ne choice any sa ade na ese say wo ja akwala no ma ne choose ne choice ana say as a parent no wo betimi aboa wo ba na ama na choose choice choose bi adisna disua mu no wafa bibi foforo wo betimi ayesa na wo ye ne sa abuse.
One thing, one practical example.
Okay.
Was this? It was years back. Now, Madame Fobi of Tech University.
Okay.
And where the UN program been na a company be and mom some project, and he was the leader of the project. Now, project no no FLE poto.
Okay.
But when he was telling me, he was narrating a story, something that happened in the school.
Okay.
Say, the prophecy, the man choose that particular field, and that was not what he wanted. Anything you are not passionate about, when failure is coming, you run away. You understand?
Yeah.
Number two, every child is unique. You are not who your child is. Other than that, no, your failures. Say, your friend say, me person me a doctor, meant me a doctor. Now I'm pushing my child to be a doctor. Yes, maybe the child could be a doctor. You understand?
Yeah.
But most of the times, no, Ebiana on that way. Who pushing now? You have set too much high. Ebiana Adriano enko. On to me for long. You say we buy a year long. People, children who do law, they study for a long time. Maybe are not 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He cannot do what you want him to do. Maybe also not doctor. Science in Yamano.
Yeah.
And first of all, we need to look for what the child can do and what the child want to do. Sometimes he may want to do it. A particular subject, field. Na ebiano na particular field. How can you hear me?
I'm patching my tongue, Kappa.
No, okay. Ebiano person ye engineer. Na engineer no mass. Na engineering work on. Who say on engineer obey? But the mass nye. Send the mass nya. And you employ teachers to come and help. But send any konwa on pair. You understand?
Yeah.
Most often, where we have the challenge is that we want children to do something that they don't want to do at all. But you can bring it to their mind. You can educate them. Yeah. You can educate them on it. You can bring somebody who is in that field. If it is engineering, who you bring somebody who is an engineer, will come and talk with your child. If the child does not show any interest, leave him. Let him do what he feels that is good. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is what I will say. Yeah. Until we don't have to set too high a standard for them.
Okay.
We don't have to set too high a standard for them that they cannot perform.
Okay.
It is not only about profession, but ebiana omuni yerofie things in the house. Crap or no, you will see, say, sadly, we may bap this particular child, he is not able to do it. Don't push him. Now she say, obi to me ya. So be to me fine. On to me ya jano.
Okay.
Other than that, you frustrate him. Yes. Or you frustrate the child and you mess the child up. When you are frustrated,
I don't follow. Obi a supposed to be a me pacho share my who your sister Ofosia ewa ha Mammy, a radical papa. Share my na fret, a fro and my yen. A hair fret, a fro and my yen. Na won't be na obia wa interest so I'm a patch of our danger no ebra na ebe boy papa near papa kano me body na tofa or bet was so but me bonny our can is a not tofa a total who say yeah bad time no na ye pia ye man also be ye doctrine course na oh wapala we with me your doctor dear and you also to bet me your doctor until bano en nurusa. But who was a piano, be a colano, so I didn't need to a business. As you was an piano, no piano, your doctor. A big crown on nurse at Juma and a colani bet me. And so was the Debbie, what could school say party? I would have. Now one macolana, you're frustrated. Just at the piano, I be brave at the amano. No, what children, I didn't know she and what children. And the way I have foot to a your papa Sam. Rade and Namun so a day Cassatra yin as I don't know. Madame Wayashipa and Timon me near your papa Sam Kano. I don't know yen shania ye mano ebe to me a year. Would you or say encouraging? Aha, try so be encouraging is a Peja Mukakra, and Kauko Hanuman Cabebo. Who yena Palano to Mr. own Timmy or to Channel one. Who cost so now we are pa, who are you so Apalano? Sana says, ya papa Sam, I'm a yehu. Aha, was so yes, sir. Now, who have been so aqualano. Enti yenyai aqualano na or no one your full so bet me ayeno. So no mumbuano. Na ye yen side beboy, I can see any yen in my brofu and your mohe. Near money bet me ayeno. And no buan aqualano, Emma womu ede, edu who room. Papa Sam a radical patch to us so MIA.
And number 4 near me friend peer pressure. Wọ́n sẹ́ mami ní àná ẹja no ọmọ a group bi saa group no ebi àná high class nti no ọmọ ní ọmọ mọ baabi a especially sẹ́ mmọfra ní soso a nkitikiti a they will want the children to behave in a particular way.
Yeah.
And abofra de abofra ọmọ ní yẹn sẹ́ within 2 minutes pẹ́ na wà teacher. You understand? And no can also frustrate the parents and they will end up abusing the child. We need to be very careful about that. Say the standard we set for us, ourselves, the people we work with, as your peers, you know, we must learn to also bring our children gradually, and we don't force them to be like us. Obey comporting, obey discipline. As abofra wako done for high societies, fear na more while now say sit on that chair. Then before I realize was sorry, now opeso dear grow. One share no akobuno. And now why ye no? Would you with you would they be as your come baby no good many man say.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, no, that is not it. The child is not used to sitting down for a very long time until Otransika na so odia grow. She is not used to abofrabi wawa or ye active. Into or take fakwa on yeshe for a very long time now. Now I am bored. You understand? Once you know all this about your child, you realize that you will occupy the child.
Okay.
And that is what I think that is. So peer pressure. Then the next one, history of violence. History of violence. You find it said the abusive nature starts before the baby is born. It said if either of the parents is, you find it said parents near alcoholic or addicts. When the child is born in that environment, automatically the child will end up being abused because people who are addict and alcoholic, they are not able to control themselves when they are drunk or taking on those things. And they end up molesting the child, especially now so these are areas where parents can easily abuse the child. I think we have 2 more. Then emotional disorder. Ebiana parents no na are affecting the mind. Onye stable in his mind. When abofra sa warning chair on to me ma abofra no the right help. Into abofra say once the parents are emotionally they are having disorders, you need to take them out of that environment. It's
Okay.
important to take them out of that environment. The environment will not help them. Then we have children that have special needs. Oh, in they have special needs. I hope so. Here, special needs.
Yeah.
They have the children with special needs. So once then it means parents should use more double energy to help them. You need double attention for the children. Yeah. And sometimes yes, then you just give up. You understand?
Yeah.
The pressure on you for care of the child, that alone can. So such a situation, you need to get somebody that will come and help, or maybe you have a professional that will be by the child, so that the pressure will not be so much on you.
Okay.
And then another thing that we can look at, what finances. Sika bibia, sika nifia, and the abuse by first class. Okay. Sika nifia. Eja na nebuefu kaka bibia na nebuefu bibi kitu ebi nebuefu sisia sika nifie and also no idea we should watch out. These are reasons that what parents can easily abuse their children. Now let's look at the causes of child abuse. What are the causes? It's almost like the
Pacho mami mbrem kakra wa ha ansa na obeto a course no so no sani ayesofo eka ye nyina no ye bone tofa wa kan se mienu bi ewo mu aye very very important pa se obi wo ho abon se wo ba nani so hye akwala bi wo ho abrochire fo nkwa ye se abrochire fo nkwala ena Ghana fo nkwala akra bi tesa nani so hye nti owura obi fie abon no wawura ha konyo kra ni so wotena so anu wo kwa akotena so nti wo bonse maame no na waye basa na akwala di ogumani ma se dodo ena me de wo ko ba bia sofo say sa wo yiye sa wo abisu akwala no sa na akwala no wa wo no sa no te enti bibie no wa be na mom wo no hwe kwan ya befa so wo betimi aboa no na wo so ni mu na onkonko sei wo bi ade fa anigye ni odo so akwala no sa no te akwala bi wo tete sa so obenyi kakra bi no na wasesa enti yesofo amaye hu se wo yesa eno so eye abuse a wo abisu akwala wo pese wo ka ne hye na obeye se ne ya wo sete waka bibi sesi a o se toda ya na pese nkwala no eye se ne ayen yete but entumi manesa wo wonko e na akwala no so nko enti wo ti ase sa wo de ne a wo ya ne se wo boa no na wanye den wan fi ba bia ana se wanye anioma basabasa eye boa na wo boa no but emfa hye wadwum se na so ye den o ya akwala bone na wo keka nsem bi echeche akwala no yesofo se ye ne sa enhye Kristo din anunya enti ye beje mu ama yesofo na wato ayeso so from pacho to I so na em say maame dan na em so of any problem otimi nwram e na ye sister je na so the who say or try so be frame me but mentime mpeke no me ye sure say ono so obe nwram but otimi mma enti enya hwe ye beto aso ye be enchenti no radi adoma next week ye benya wo mu nyina so from pacho to aso mayen.
And the last one were reasons now parents abuse their children, their stress, any lack of support. Your funny say, and now say, Imofrani nye, Nasa or in collaborate boys, yeah, what boys in qua, but for you can imagine the stress that you go through. Exactly. Into stress is also another reason why you can easily abuse a child, and the lack of support. Lack of support ne say yemfa ni say nanka ebehia say obenya parent your parents or sibling or any babysitter to come and help to take the load off. So high babysitter you employ babysitter and I say family member once na ati pressure so will not everything will not be on you. And I think that one also, I think, say, one share them mano ana obano and share as married couples. Such a thing is happening now. Oman share. At the end of the day, the children will be affected with that stress. So we need to be cautious about it. Now, I want us to look at the last one, the last group, which is what the effect that abuse has on. The effect that abuse have on children, the effect that abuse have on children. Okay. You realize the child will develop trust issue the child will develop trust issue. The child will have problem in trusting the parent or the caretaker or the caregiver.
Oh, yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
There will be a problem with trust issue. We need to be. These are some of the effects that will have on the child if we don't take time trusting people because of the abuse.
But ya mama gina betimi allo na yina mayen on cancel na yina mayen mi hu e wo hanti no magina pacho speaker no
pacho ma mute no
want me to know. Okay, yo, that's it. Okay, so from pacho,
so the child will have trust issue until you will be surprised. The child will grow up not trusting any other person that comes into her life. The spouse will not trust the other spouse, and it is a challenging. So we need to be aware. Say, if we don't deal with the abuse, this is what the child will end up being. He will have a trust issue. Then another one is unable to express his emotions. So abused children are unable to vent their feelings and emotions positively. They end up doing the wrong thing when they want to, because anger, any emotions, they are God-given things that are in us. They help us to express ourselves when things are not going the way it's supposed to. At the end of the day, if abuse becomes what will happen is that instead of expressing him or herself positively, he will end up doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
You understand? So that is the effect of abuse. Then the next one, feeling of being worthless. Feeling of being worthless. A child that always feels that the child feels that or you're worthless. Until you realize that a child that is abused, that is in the group. I have seen a lot of them because I've been with people. I always all the time with people. You see it in their behavior. You understand?
Yeah.
Once they are not they be also say, she's not measured up to that standard.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
When the police are doing something, once corner. You understand? These are some of the effects may come on the child. And I think that we need to be mindful of it. I think I'll stop here. Since Auntie Abadie maybe batona man non just Mama Gina just one.
Oh, so for some, radish so for some papa na so for some besa to asu kakra mai. Na ye hu ya Mama Gina na you need your rough nti ba se sia wotimi room. Aha, nti ma Gina ye ma wakwa abapa eba awareness program yi so. Na se sia no koma ye di nyina no ye hu se ye wo child abuse, child emotional abuse. Eni ama nkwala no eye emotional na fe so no asa ye neglect wo mo abata bebre neglect wo mo ma na ye papa sam ni yakasa bebre em say last week na ye dwen e de ni child abuse na nkasa enne no wode bia to so e de ama ye chese ni o ma bi wo hwa ye ya e kire se nkwala no ye ma wo mo ye mobo o ma de sua mo bi chese doso sa ade we ya takrem se ye bekwa chepa because inse wo mo doso. Nti nne no ehwo na ye papa sam epese wo san e de ye fa na ansa na obeto aye so no ye ma me gina wo ye ntemu idie ye ka child emotional abuse ma gina onso oti ase sen
Christ asumdwen ka obibia o platform iso
amen
amen otie ene ne a o hwe ade eka ye nyina ho
amen
say ene anwumre asem we asem kese esopa na emu niema no edoso na sa abuse obu onomo a bia obatan dia wo ye no bia wo no ma no ewo fie no ebia dia wo ye no wo wadwene mu no wo feel say wo ye right thing and so na abofra no so adwene mu no onu hu ni say enkoyie ma ne sane a opɛ
yeah
enti ebu ho no mo a utiri ye ya akola no betimi aba wo nkyɛn no waka se bia mama anasa papa bibi we ya ekoso no bia mani enye ho ne bia say na misi fili utiri ye ya akola no bɛka kyerɛ wo utiri ye so a onka kyerɛ wo
so uti anye ye
yes utiri anye ye akola no onka kyerɛ wo but wadwene mu no ene dia wo ye no ebia wo feel say a right thing especially if you look back to our home country senia Ghana yesitete ye ma no different from say kra different from say edunti no edema bebre wo hono mo a matan ye ya ebi etia emofra no abuse akra no baka se wo abuse no but wo maame no wo feel say anasa wo papa no wo feel say enye abuse enso na akla no na ye abuse ema no esi edema bebre mu no ene ye nsama ye ka no ne sama ya na ye ka no ye ka kire ye ma no ya na ebi wo hono mo a ebetimi atena akra ne tirimu the rest of his life or her life na ne nwura feeda na oda so kai ya na oda so kai enti edema bebre wo hono mo a ye ma no e wo fi a ye nkasa ye mu ye nkomodie mu yadie mu ne ye ma no eduru ba bi a akra no befi se wo abuse no wo maame no so wo anasa wo papa no so hu se enye abuse na bi a wo abuse no mom wo tia no
okay
enti no
yo
ewo mu
aniama bebre yo mami misa question baako ansa na ye papa Sam ebe sa to aye so kakra no mami misa ye mami gina me nko ye mami gina hwa na ye hu wache nti no mami misa question kakra ye hu wache pacho adofo abaso nyina no mon share mayen mon like na wo question bi a obetimi atro e wo comment section ho ana se obetimi arrange me wo ringi me ye be ma kwan na wakasa wo de wadwen kire aba ewrade onhira ye nyina yo ni ame pesa me bisa efi ye maame gina ho ne se ye mfa ne se ye papa Sam ka bibi na o kire mu kire ye but yes so no wo akoye oba kan de ye be ba wo ho ye mountain no wo se to da ye konkrofo fie na ye maka ye ho akwala bu anani so hyehyehye ye papa Sam am ye hu ne se enkiate akwala ne se bia wo ha adwene na wo gu mani ma se na wo yese wo ye sana e kire sa akwala no wo abi so no because na wo te no nya sana akwala no otie e na ye hu so wo ya desua mu ye sofo Sam am ye hu se sha akwala no se adesua wo ya na me pesa wo ye den usua wo ya na me pesa wo kokoye e bia na akwala no sa adwene wo ntimi nye enso na wo fo so no na ho kakra no sa ho no because ye ma time no te bia ne ye na ye tai e pushi nkwala no papa fo no so tai ye pa but ye no ye penkwala na desua no mo wo Ghana say ya wo betimi akọ school na dru ba bu papa beka tro say ye oba fra de obi be ware eti nyame anya ware ma secondary school ko ma nkodu davi wo wie wo form 4 na wa wie se na ja nyame adom nkwala yi e ko manim kakra varsity no kra wo secondary school wo nya bi wakọ na wakọ varsity no eti sesia na ye papa Sam adia o ka kire ye no ede na wo so betimi aka afa ho kakra ede ama ye ansa na ye gemu ama ye papa Sam
efa akla abofra nani so ohye na wole no akoba bi no onse enkura nyina omunim fere omunim fere edunti se akra no oye bibi na wo ya wo betimi di wani kura kasa kire no
okay o sa asam na obi ade no question by wo ya ye bebisa
wo betimi abọ wani akira akla no ya obi kura hunu se wo ya bata ya wotade wani kasa kire wo ma enkura no the moment na wo beye wani bibi no wo se na akona wo se me maame wo ka bibi akire me so na nipa mu no na me hwa no wachi akla no waso na basa fa na wo twe no na wo jojo no enye esa na akla no so ni mu fere enti esa na etimi emwa akla no ma ne nye save anti afro baby obekọ betimi expressing ho betimi ho nkola edi agro no ya yi no so what season no what season ti afro ko baby kura no a otumi eni agro ama ne ho nto no so ho me kai say ayi ka chire tema no osa no wudi ni ko baby a se wakona enkola wo fie ho no no mu pa oba wo be kan bi oro ba obebo o man say wo na waba ni fie wo ba ni fie o wonu ba wo fie o wo ni ne ya yi bia obebo obebo kan wa hyede ba kokko de obo no kan ne hyedem topunu mu so ahu aha edi eba sa no a wudi wani ana ebe kasa akire no na wahunu kwan a obefa so menyo ojo no ujo no a waka ne bibia hye enti odu ba bia wontimi express ne ho se ne se o express ne ho
yeah
so ho se ujo no na mom pe kwan bi a obefa so a bi kura wotimi fa na na tran wo na so na bia woni ne ye yi kaka na ye se kidigidi na wo ye no na wajai na mom emma mfa ajojo ni atate a emfa nye wo ye sa wo ko ebetimi a stop ni movement nyina da fe ko ba bi kura wontimi ni agro
yeah
no amoamoa no ho na wo hye baabi yeah
okay ya mama gina na yete ne nka no yeah ya mama gina na yete ne nka no ma gina erade sha papa na wo kan sem bi sisi ase utimi di wani e kasa kire wo ba me say last week ya mama dine so e kasa asem no so utimi di wani e kasa kire akola na obi ebisa ho question say last week ya ina ye no question bi bai me draw to her na edipa ni bisa say na say wo di wani e kasa kire akola eno so enye child abuse na because e bia na akola ni opese wo ye no wo di wani aka bibia tira no because na ya mama dine na ka say wo ni akola akọ baabi na obi ma na aduane na ompe ni so wodi ana say bia wonyanko obedi but wo waka kire akola ni say ma onidi nkrofo aduane nti ko sa akola ni nyade na obedi eso wo abehwe wani na wa ye wani style bi dia kire no na wo no wani na wo ye kire ni nti no akola no ni aduane no sa no ye betimi afra ni say e child abuse ana
Debbie
okay
Debbie enya child abuse because akola bia ewo sane a ositie
okay
obu ho no mo a odidi obi fie kro oba fie obefe so ho obu ho odidi obi fie a oba obefe me hu bi da odidi obi fie po oba obefe so ho eto ono akọ de tu no hofo onidi obi fie
yeah
yeah enya child abuse yeah
yo erade nchira ya mama gina papa ya besa akọ ya papa sam ho na sa question ya yakobi sa ya papa sam say nti wona oba ko baabi na ebi opese odi agro bi nkola bi wo ho odi agro na bi asa agro no wo wani nye ho ba kola ni nya bi obedi sa agro na wo de wani kasa kire no ana se ne ye kan ya kola na ko obi fie na opese edipa na ema ne bibi edi na obehwe wani because wo tai bu wani kire no wo de wani kasa kire no ohwe wani me wa ma ne sign se mu wani na kola na ni nso no nya aduane na obedi enso obehwe wani mti wa ma ne sign wani ya mama gina say enya abuse that is some e de na won so wo ka e wo ho e de a kire yen
yeah honey ho okay let me explain why do we restrict your name of Rakofisa then now you restrict your more what is the reason? One of the reasons is one say otitiba I was so to make children how to do a baby, but by doing that we know he learns how to restrict himself. So do me pay and so and who he has misaka. But if you don't train the child we teach our children practically and book practically. Into when it's a form of do a way say and yet proper say abofra baby obekobiano no odidi it's not proper as it's not any good behavior into know what you need to do for that child and say what you need to do for and say there at the end of the day what are the benefits The benefit is simple. Is that the child will learn how and when to say no or yes. You understand? The child will learn to accept or say no, even though and so no, by looking at it. So it's a training. And I think it's good. That's the good side. Now, and Nina, I did share Mofrano. Say, a training out the man, and you're fine. But say, one fast training now, man, in the house. Now, I feel now, oh, yeah, will chroma. One said, I will find one share who ya, Obegu and Masi.
Obegu and Masi, yeah.
Yeah, you understand. So it has to be a training. Say, this is a key for one of the keys of training. Say, say, well, I don't have to talk. When you should first look at me and see whether I agree with you or not. Practical example. Almost 4 years, 3, 4, 5. Omuko school. Now yes Sunday party, birthday party. No, me say debia omo family. Obi Mombu Bibia, they should bring it to the house before they take it.
Okay, yeah.
After a period when they start growing, I left that. Now they saw the reason why they have to behave in that way. A year training. In any form that you use to train your child, the child must understand it. When the child understands that language, then it will not be abuse. What will be abuse for A child will not be abuse for B necessarily.
Yeah.
Manner. So this is how I want us to look at it.
Okay.
So let me just let me say some few things. I think I have answered you.
Yeah.
Let me say some few things. Let me say some few things, and then now when we say emotional abuse, what really are the emotional abuse? Name calling. Number 1, name calling. Say be abufrani nyade na debia na odi friend. Name calling is emotional abuse.
Okay.
And then another one, insulting.
Ante bra so for some sort to ni no. Ma dina. Em say what tie bebre ni ana so for some kano. What ye bebre nti no ye so for some am ye hu say nyoma bi wo ho aye ya kire say ye abuse enkwala no ansa na so for ba cho me kan
me too ka o te me ka
we are not fair come mama dina.
Okay, and name calling is emotional abuse, insulting. So we abofra in a threatening with violence. You understand?
Yeah.
Even without carrying out threat. Say just use your mouth to say it. That's also an abuse. Allow children to witness. Abofrano, you allow them to witness. Say 2 parents are fighting. You understand it?
Yeah.
You talk about it. Say husband and wife are fighting, and the children sees it. It's also, it affects them emotionally.
Okay.
And then withholding the children their love, their support and guidance. Withholding the children their love, their support and guidance. This when you know abuse maybe. And let's look at some of the things that signs of abuse, emotional abuse in child. May include number 1. One say abofrano will be fearful of parents or strong parents. You say he said last 2 weeks last week I papa ba na owo car mo. I mean he's coming with a car. That's a born home. Pimply na obiaira. They are fearful of their parents.
Yeah.
And then say you say abofrano, when you see a child like this, no, you see say emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Then the child can also say, I hate my parents. I hate my parents. That's also another sign that shows say abofrano emotionally, no, there's something going on wrong in the house.
Okay.
I hate my. Why will you hate your parents? You understand? And then talking badly about themselves, such as saying, I am stupid. Meka abofra bi a me kire na de obroni bi ba bi akola sisi a oye we manager po Philippine me kire na he was 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to the house to teach as a home teacher, then the child will tell me, I am stupid. Or no, or catch it, or say, or catch them say, oh no, you're stupid. Until one day, I say, why do you say you are stupid? Why do you say you are stupid? Then say, my mommy says I am stupid. My teacher says I am stupid, so I'm stupid. It's an abuse. When a child begins to do that, it's not right. Then the next one, semi-emotionally immature when compared to peers. When say umbano ni peers nam do ebiana onyadi in maths na oni classmate nam the way the child behaves. Also, you can see said there's an abuse somewhere. So the child is being abused. So onu feel that way. And I think I'll leave it here. Now, my other colleagues know. So what I did is to show you how you can see emotional abuse from parents, that name calling, insulting, threatening, and then the others. Then how a child can also show say he's been abused. No, yeah, say ohuni papa no. I mean, he wants to hide, and then the parents it shows that the child is under abuse. You understand? And then also ebiana. Me kasa mwana onini nafo mukasa. Me, I hate my daddy. I hate my mommy. That also you see say the child is an abused child, and then talk badly about the person himself, meaning that what he feels worthless. Not say on no who never so.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that we need to look at. And remember, Auntie Gina and Auntie Diana, Omaya late into
I want to ask a yo, your papa Sam, your papa Sam, I say, papa. Your person, you who and your ma, I will for your ya, dear dance, say, ya abuse your mano. Now, and then your papa Sam, I will go to the Maya Mancolani emotionally, no, yeah, abuse to one, or for what question be my ready ever ha speaker no ever ha aha into the wofra ya the better speaker na ya tie wasama wo pese wa dwentire ye betie ever ha ana so the comment section ho wo betimi e de akoho amaye e beboa yen na o number wo de be friend 0044 784 26 528 friend afa wa dwentire e bra nta kakakra bi na ye bre no ayebe enti friend afa wa dwentire ebra ye papa sama abobɔ niam bebre so e de akyerɛ ye niam bi wɔ hɔ a wo ye a wo pra kwala no wo abiso no eno na o ka kyerɛ ma kwala no e feel very very sad de bia na ne wura ho o se to da kra na o te se sia ne o ka ye akwala na kwan ya efa so ni wo mo kasa edin bi a ye de friend kwala no wo de wo ye tiwuye ene saa ne o ma no we are stupid and no kind no we are stupid so school so and teacher say we are stupid ntia fala na dia to me say me are stupid who say ni nyina no a child abuse e dia na ye ma me dan na so ka e dia say yen say e dia na wo ya e be kire wa kwala na nim say ana so obehu akwala bi abehu sa kwala we dia ya abuse no ana ne wo ye no obata bi ya e kire say o abuse ne ba emotionally ye ma me dan na mo ye na o wi a ye papa Sam arapo ni nyina app e dia maye na ye de yebre no asika ti ma dan na wo te me ka asama ye
yo mpacho dada Sam ne ye ma me Gina ene mama comfort ni tie mu hina wo Yesu din mu
amen pastor kasa no wa chiri ti bra mo kakra
mpacho wo te me nka
ya to nka no kasa kase kakra
yo mi tie mu hina wo Yesu din mu
amen
yo me no saa asɛm ya me pese me kyerɛ ma adwen kakra wɔ he minim sɛ ya abuse na ma me hu ne sɛ bia ya abuse nso so de a because me kai sɛ me yeye nkwala no me papa de me kɔ ne ankre hɔ na onu sɛ African de yi Christmas na wo bedi akokɔ na emo enye de bia na wo benya bia di nsa
yeah
nti ye kɔ me ankre hɔ na me ankre na bibi kakra wɔ ne nsem mpacho bibi atwetwi wete kakra na mpacho meboa
Okay, yes.
Ayo. Enti yekọ me uncle ho no. Na eja on de bibi kaka wo mu nsɛm no. Wo ma ye mu akokɔ ho ne amanyama na mu ti bi ma me ne me papa. Ye bia ye du baby a ade ni di bi ache. Ni nka ndi bi. Na yankopɔn ya madam akopie baby say a me di papa say. Jebi na ye ya wo. Me say dada me jebi say. Ade eduane a midi bi ache se na midi a no wa gesi ni no de ada kata se na so de na ade na wo yesa eduane mu mi nya bi wo fie ndi ba be fie so so a wo so ma mi ni me de me hwe na hwe a me de medi na me sa de na me di egu so papa se wo gumani ma se papa gumani ma se na eno no ya me bi sa bo se e abuse ni bi ana se e dey because eduane no ya de ama me se mi ni e na mi di a wo se mi di a me gu ani ma se ohun e na ye hwe ebi mu so a obu o ma ne ba eco school oya ade pa wo school but that could be na say abofra no na yi bi a the subject no choose ye na bi a mathematics English BBC na ba akudu o ma wa anya ade wa fail wo sa o side na
Yeah.
papa ne be fia na sa papa ne be fia papa ne maame ne hia tumi tu o ma no gu no so ena wo nsua de ena wo pan yankosam ena wo yese by the time na abofra no o ya de na o kan scholarship na de ne de eni de papa na nka chance odi agro but sa mbre kakra na bibi sa happy na esen ka okọ akola no enye hwe ebia mbika say akwa mi kwa osu ewra ho no ho aye ne se bi onku no ho bibi ohun no anya ne ho na ebi opese kese ehun se ankola ndi two stage sana se to okunu kwa ankope because baby awadu no asana akofo be ko omu anim atwe eja no se wentimi antwa de a wa feli na obeku na anim eja no nti na adi hina se wa ye basa na papa ne na mami na wabon na wuni ma de ena nde de wanya de ena agro awudi bi nti ena se ni se no mo etu omo na egu afra no so a se nyame ampata afra nko be tuma ni nti sa ne manema nkitikiti we na me hu se ya abuse because se abofra na edu sa stage na ohia se maami ana papa obeka na akoma atunem no matter how it is no wo ma abofra no hu ni se de bi oya ade enne se wanya ade wa ha semwe bi wo ha ese wo de boasa na ne papa sa me kana tite bi na baba beboa na wa baba beboa no na ho kakra na o ntumi enya ade no na wa ya ade wo ho basa nkoba ne saa na papa ne maame ne de mama no siri so se wo bon dodo ena wo kostu a ena agwo nti this time wo se wanya ade ena se ni se ya ena so me hu ni se ya abuse because esa na mankola no eni nje akra ne to na no ra ho minimum akola bia odu sa stage na se wo tumu so onya no ho kwa nko bekum.
Yeah.
Because never plan them amid woman who seems to what born out so now and for the agro, but that time no child only scholarship na no boy. Oh, intino, send him a name away na ebwana a minimum obisuswa, on so swan in a ba. I shall say, mamma, now I won't will feed in the fee. Into the air and it's only dear what ought not a dano, no, my mamma, and they did that. If we are sending about one the baba or bear 13 to 14 years, or some years I didn't be.
Oh.
Akra no so nya saa de ni bi na akra no so ntimi nya saa de no nti opia akra no de ma mema by force so mo ne nkwaye saa de no because ono no maame no de no ho ato so de ye de aboa ono ne nuanam nketewa na ade no ono so edu stage ono so betimi aya aboa onye e ma asem ne be pie eyi e friends radio station bi mo ka ho asem ohun enti no saa ne mema nketekete bi wo hina aya de we po de nya asem nketekete because e ade bi a ekum kwala susu akwa no 13 14 years ondu baby I was me ye bi nto soye ohun nti e de how eba enkwala no so nti nyema nketekete bi ho ma ya abuse na ebi wo ho nso a wakotena obi nchen ebi a ne maami ni sika a o de be hwe no school nti o de na koma obi se one ne ntena na omwa no school kom ode no ko ye nipa no ofa no nko school so obama na ya de wo fie saa ne mba omune ne ye pehinala obeye omu bibi awie efie be wi ase no na ne papa ana be ma na oba no ne bluku na nkasa nso no wa start so ne akra no so pese one ne deda so hu enti sa ne menema no ebe ne sa na akra no so ebo maame na mane a enye ye because okobo maame na mane onim se maame no be support nuku anaasɛ ɔbɛpam no nti na abɔfra yi ɛhyɛ hɔ no ɔsugu ne yam saa kɔsi sɛ ebi a ɛnyim bi bɛba nso abɔfra nsɛ hwɛ ɛyɛ hwan a akora no bɔ ne di ɔsɛ hwan na ɛyɛ saa na no nso akɔyɛ asɛm foforɔ nti nkɔlaa ho nkɔlaa abuse ne deɛ sɛ si ɛka anka yɛnka nwie mom ɛyɛ bebree
yo yɛ maame dan na Awurade nhyira wo papa sɛ ɔde sexual abuse aba abɛfra ama yɛn na ɛno deɛ na nka ne bere nso wɔ hɔ ɛno yɛ next na hɔ ne yɛbɛtakre nanso yɛ maame dan na de aba abɛhyɛ mu ɛyɛ paa sɛ ɔde aba abɛhyɛ mu abɔ yɛn nka yɛ na Awurade yɛ adom a yɛwie emotional abuse na yɛbɛkɔ saa area hɔ na yɛakɔ akɔhwɛ na so ɔbaatan bi yɛ ne ba saa wahu ne ɛsɛ sɛ wɔyɛ ɛyɛ bɔne kɛseɛ paa a yɛde di nkwalaa no na ɛyɛ bɔne nso ɛwɔ Awurade ani maa dan na yɛda wase papaapa sɛ waba abɛboa yɛn wode hɔ kakra no nso abɛkorɔ so ama yɛn Awurade nhyira wo paa na question bi a wobisa yɛ no sɛ wo papa wo ne na pie na wodidi wɔ baabi na ɔka kyerɛ sɛ aduane ne gya bi woanya bi nti no wagu n'anim ase no yɛ papa Sam ɛkasa no ɔka ho asɛm sɛ woyɛ saa ɛyɛ abuse nti nea wo papa yɛɛyɛ no ɛyɛ abuse a kyerɛ sɛ aduane no wonya wobɛdi wopɛ sɛ wodi aduane no ɛnyɛ bɔne nipa no de ama na wodi no nko ane deɛ wanya gye wodi nti ɛno ano no wobɛtumi adi a na wodi ne nyina wontimi nni a na deɛ bɛka wodi na mo sɛ gya se ɛni ne nyina because wogu m'anim ase na opopo n'ani kyerɛ wo a yɛ papa Sam say ɛyɛ abuse nti wo papa no abuse no abuse yo ansa na yɛbɛkɔ yɛ papa Sam hɔ na afei warapo bibia apama yɛn no sɛ yɛbrɛ no ayɛ be so obi wɔ question bi a wobɛtumi atwerɛ aba anaa wobɛtumi afrɛ sɛ nea maka no sɛ questions mmienu bi nso ɛwɔ ha na sɛ yɛhwɛ yɛ kasa na sɛ yɛ answer questions no koraa yɛ answer questions no emu biara eti ansa na megya mu ama yɛ papa Sam na warapo no app ɛde ama yɛn no nea mebisa kakra ne sɛ adɔfo no nea yɛka nyinaa no yɛde siesie yɛ wo ho nkwalaa na Kristo di wɔ mama yɛn no ɔmo yɛ Onyankopɔn agyapadeɛ ɛnyɛ yɛ dea Yesu Kristo sɛ yɛmma nkwalaa no kwan na wɔmmra me nkyɛn na oyinom sɛ ɛna ɔsoro ahenni ɛyɛ wɔn mo dea enti emofra yade Awurade ani ku wɔn ho papa bɛtɛ wanhwɛ yi a wobɛ abi so akwalaa na ma Awurade bufo kɛseɛ paa aba bɛda wo so titiriw ɛne nkwalaa ɛtete nkrɔfoɔ nkyɛn yɛ maame no mo kasa no ɔmo kae akwalaa bi tumi kɔtena wɔ bi nkyɛn na wasɔre a mihu akwalaa bi wɔ tema bribi maame werɛ ko yɛ papa akwalaa 6 years na maame no ane ne ma ada akwalaa no bɛkɔ school 6 years akwalaa no fa praeɛ ahomakyɛ sɔre 5 na wapra fie wɔ nyinaa na hwɛ akwalaa ɔpra nyinaa na odi agorɔ na wie a wasesɛ nkuku a ɛnura wɔn yɛ yɛ ne nyinaa bɛgu hɔ na akwalaa yɛ ahohoro ne nyinaa mu ansa na ɔkɔ school pa a onye aduane nni eti gye so ɔba baabi a yɛwɔ ɛbɛka me ba panin ho data me yɛwɔ hɔ yɛwɔ Ghana nti ɔba fie na agya wɔ ne nkwalaa na bɛdidi na wɔtumi ayɛ dɛn ɛkɔ no school ɛyɛ awerɛho ne nyinaa no ɛhyɛ Kristo din anua Bible sɛ yɛwo deɛ yie yɛ obi deɛ yie na wo nso deɛ ayɛ dɛn ayɛ yie nti yɛkasa nyinaa no ɛyɛ afotu a yɛde ma yɛn ho sɛ wote saa mepa kyɛw na wo sesa wabrabɔ ama Onyankopɔn nso ahwɛ wo na wahwɛ wo ma no nso ɛde ama wo yɛkɔ yɛ papa Sam hɔ biem na ɔne yɛn afanalize ebi a na biribi wɔ hɔ a ɔpɛ sɛ wɔde ka yɛn ho a ɛnɛ no yɛnwie child emotional abuse no mehu ne sɛ yɛnwie nti no Awurade yɛ adom na obie ɛkwan foforɔ ma yɛn next week Awurade yɛ adom a yɛbɛba abɛtoa so because by all means the questions bi ɛwɔ ha na yɛbrɛ ne nti no yɛde bɛhyɛ next week na yɛnya bi ka ho a yɛbisa ne nyinaa eti da asa mepa kyɛw fa kakra ɛsɔ so ma yɛn na sɛ obi wɔ question bi a ɛba
okay
wa ansa ma yɛn afei yɛnwie a next week yɛbɛtoa so child emotional
okay okay so oye Kristo ni dia Bible say children are God's heritage nti oye steward wom say una wo omo but just as you believe that God created you the same way God created them, they are properties of God. We are caretaker until you need to take good care of them. Colossians 3:21 say, parents, do not make your children angry or they will become discouraged.
Okay.
Do not be just say once a bakubina make us say abofran bit me I say I hate my parents. It said don't make your children angry because they'll become discouraged in life. And then the next one say, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them, we'll give them the best this thing that we can. And then that ends it, so that they'll become important people in the future. Ubule uba, he will be timid in the future. One in a year, ebehano in the future. Handle abofelo basabasa sabasa na yempenyi fo bebre leading well, even in the country today, when you look back in their childhood, no, na bibito sing. And we need to raise children that will be complete. That's why the other time I was saying, we must learn to raise prince and princesses, because they are kings, they are queens. We must raise them properly, teach them virtues, teach them values, teach them to fear God, and teach them to know, society is for them, the community is for them, the community is asking questions. They have answers to the questions. These are things that we must teach our children. Yamano, they have the solution to the problem in the community. We should teach them that boldness. That's why Jesus said, you are the salt, you are the light of the world. And for you being the light of the world, you have solution to give to the world. We should teach our focus on that, so that our children become a better people to solve the problems of their generation. We don't raise timid children that are always afraid, children that hate other people. No, that is not a Christian home. A Christian home must raise kings and raise queens. Thank you very much.
Oh, that is some radio show. Papa. Yem sister be say, be a waka, child emotional abuse no one semana. Said, walk Cassana not when young room, person who say, waka one man. I'm patching. That is some akahonica cry at the Amaye. Now, a radia duma. Obekanina nyame adoma next week erade adoma next week no ye ba obekanina ete nia ye ka che yesita ne se wa kakakra wa me ye hu se woni akwala epie na ebi a nani so wo hye akwala ne krikri ni ade na wo ye ne sa wo ma akwala no eboto wo ma eya wo betena akwala no akwala wo ne na pie ko baabi na ebi ade bi ye mama de bi efie bi mu na bi a odidi na aduane no onya obedi na se wo tied wani ye sai bi kire na wani de but wa abuse akwala no na wa me yehu waka bebre e de akire yen ye emotional abuse sa akwala no bi na adesuam o tosin e wo bibi ho e wo na adesuam na baby a wo pesanka o ye ade no ntimi nya ade wo na bi a wo yeye no na wo frɛ ni din na wo keka nsam na wo de wutire wo dodo na wo de amabragu sansam no eba ye keka pa ye keka tuntum me sa ye ka aborofo no mom na ye ntan hu sa wo mum ba me no mi enu de ye kapa nti no enne ye sofo sam kasa kire ye se wo ye sa wo abisu akwala no tambia no ehu e woni mu e na sesi a wo de atwa so so ama ye se wo ye sa no makwala na be ye teme o ba wo nchen ya osuro se bibi kura na se anko yi a woni se wo bubefu nti na wa ye teme yenya ne ye mankwala no ye teme no if you send you maybe a ye no amatem bia na kwala no wakona aha nti no yes of some any akabe emotional abuse waka ho asem na erade adoma
but mameta adiba kuna okabiti, let me say it la imofano those years na mechira no now I was trying to build boldness in the children. 4 years, 5 years, 4. Now, Mika said one day, Mika said 1 + 1 is me mamu wrong answer.
Okay.
And I realized that, because of the faith they have in me, they believe what I said was right. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, I have a motive why I was doing that. Now, me person we are bold. Into who nim kra. Now we peja wosa. You understand? It
Yeah.
means can't answer cry. I'll make sure that they clap for the child.
Okay.
The reason is not the answer that I'm looking for. The reason is that me person Fini himself come out and begin without boldness. Say, obi to me, or no so to me, I be. And answer, correct answer is what we always want. What we need is that we need the child to be what to become bold. Okay. Even if he said it wrongly, we must even clap for them and hug them, and that will encourage them so that they'll become what a better people. The right answer is not always what we need, but how the child will come out is what we need. So thank you.
Radisha. Ya Papa Sam, Radi Oishra, ya Papa Sam, Papa. Mr. And yedi program no ABC. Na Radi ya doma next week ubiye kwa maya na Kristo ya yegusu aye hwe no kwan die na oba dia ne yekọ heaven ano no na wa amadia ye be sign aba be hia na ye wo child emotional abuse and neglect ehọ na ye wo this week and answer this month ehọ na ye wo it next week ni ye be hwe emotional abuse and afi how are you to me neglecting kwala no man kwala no akwala bi ho maame wo papa nso be hwe no na wafa obi maame aye ne maame odo efie bi mu odo abusua bi mu mahia saade ne bi pa wo so akwala na be do opewu momo asem eche ne maame once ne maame ne papa ewo ho atenti na saa ne oma no etimi si ne nyina na Awurade ya adoma next week ye ne ya Papa Sam ebe hwe saa ne oma no ba tan wo ko wo ba saa na why very careful ye Papa Sam o kasa no ka asem bi osesem kwala ne nyina wo fie ho na bia bi ya ade na ba ko bi wo mu na wonya ade a wo betumi aya ma fe saa kwala na wonya ade wo setem bia na wato ho afini nuanom ho omu nyina ya nuanom so be setem bia no na wate ne ho wate won ka ne ho nko ne nuanom ho. Why? Because ebi a wonya ade wonya ya ade no wo kanfo wo mo dodo we no wo ye no dodo wo keka nsem bi a enye de kire no etubo setem bia na abofra no wate ne ho. Ya Papa Sam eka saa asem no odofo se wo te saa na wo ba kokoko na ho a ma wani mra wo so na hwe wo ne akwala no entem ene nsem bi a ya wo keka no na hye ase se wo do akwala no ka ne bra wo ho na wo ye saa eno mom ebe hye Kristo Yesu din enunyam ya da Awurade ase ya da ya Papa Sam ase ya da ya maame gina nso ase ena ya da ya maame dan na nso ase papa wo mo bre ene wo madaji a wo mo sei ede mayen no kwasem awareness program ye create awareness ma wani ena ho na Awurade obeboa. That is Sam Awurade show papa sofo oni adaje ene kwasie yi ba bia wakone na mpa odi America wa ba betena ase a oni ye program yi no ye kan se onyankopon omma unyansa ne nimude emmoro so na omma afoforo ntimi nsakra emfi wonsam a wo kan nyina no emmoa afoforo na empagya wo mo emfa wo mo nsi baabi. Awurade enhyira ye nyina Awurade enhyira obi bia ewo Yesu Kristo din mu. Ye ma mo bye bye.